if I went into a document and I wanted to redact a certain specific piece of information from it, what I would do is go to this image markup tool that looks like a little pen on top of a piece of paper. And I click on it, and I have the ability to either redact or highlight information on here. I think the highlights are more so helpful for when you are in the litigation suite and you're marking up exhibits and key areas that you want to call out. I think that that's more useful there as opposed to just kind of the initial review in the discovery database. But if you want to redact documents, you can go ahead and say, all right, for whatever reason, this information is privileged. And I can move this around. I can customize the reason why it's redacted from the settings. I can customize the redaction style. I can type in a note for my redaction. And when I hit redact, it's going to physically re-image this document with a redaction over that text, so that when we produce this to opposing counsel or whoever we produce this to, they won't be able to see what is underneath that image. And also they won't be able to see via the text file. They won't be able to go in the back door, hypothetically, the metaphorical back door, and see what was underneath here. So it kind of next point covers you from both angles there. And what it looks like when you actually reply a redaction, let me go ahead and find, let's go ahead and search for documents that have been redacted so we can see what it looks like when they actually do get re-imaged. Here's a Word document, and there is the redaction there. And so next to the image markups tool, if I wanted to toggle that markup on or off, I can go ahead and see, oh, it looks like they didn't actually, this is maybe not the best example because they didn't redact anything. That's something else. Oh, here's a good one where it's multiple redactions. Most of this probably should be withheld for privilege instead of being redacted because there's not much information on here. But what you can do is, if you needed to see what was underneath there, you could turn on the toggle markups so you could see what's underneath here within your database. And so once this gets exported out and sent to other individuals who can then download it to their local computer, they will obviously not be able to see what's underneath there and toggle these markups on or off. But within the originating database, wherever you created those redactions, you'll always be able to toggle the markups on or off, edit those redactions. You can delete them if you choose to do so. And where you would do that is actually here under the document history tab, this kind of 3/4 of a clock. It's kind of like a Big Brothers Big Sisters tab where you can kind of see who's done what, where, when. We can see the redaction history. I could go ahead and remove this redaction that Ben placed here for privileged as a test with the note back in June of last year. We can see that it's been marked up multiple times by Ben, Krista, Maddie. Ben's redactions, a couple of them have been removed from here as well. And the highlight history, you can see that the highlight was done by John just over that Enron back in 2020. We can also edit that here as well, but we can see the review history, any changes that have been made, modifications that have been made to this document, and who viewed this document and when.